The man was sprawled on the beach like a toad. He had been holding on for 24 hours because behind him was a 100-meter cliff. One careless move and he would plunge to the bottom. He dug his fingers desperately into the sand, but the sand was too loose. He couldn't hold on anymore. He began sliding quickly toward the cliff. His hands were useless. He had to press his face against the ground to increase friction. Only then did he barely manage to stop. Just at that moment, his phone rang in his backpack. There was no way to answer it now, but it was also his only chance to call for help. He tried to slightly raise his hand, but his body involuntarily slid downward, so he adjusted his position, face pressed tightly against the ground, switched hands, and tried again. Finally, he touched the phone, but in the next second, the man became stuck at the cliff's edge. Below the cliff were cold and sharp rocks. Another 2 hours passed. The double toll on his mind and body had brought him to the brink of collapse. At this point, he began muttering to himself. He was calculating the rhythm of waves hitting the rocks. If he could use the seawater as a buffer, there might be a chance to save his life. As his countdown finished, the man let go and leaped with all his might. He successfully fell into the sea, but because the water was too shallow, he still hit the rocks. The massive impact knocked him unconscious. Fortunately, he regained consciousness in time. Using the very last of his strength, he finally managed to surface. However, the real test was just beginning. After making it ashore, he carefully examined his body. Apart from a cut on his hand, there didn't seem to be other problems. But when he stood up to look for rescue tools, after coming to his senses, he discovered another wound on his head. But this wasn't even the worst part. Due to hitting his waist during the fall, his legs were no longer responding. Just then, he remembered the phone call he hadn't answered. Quickly pulled the phone from his bag, but it was severely waterlogged. No matter how he pressed the buttons, there was no response. Now he was truly desperate. He could only pray to God.